Good afternoon, traders, and welcome to this week's weekly market analysis class, Monday the 21st of May. Before we get started, as always, please understand that any advice in today's session is of a general nature only and that your personal circumstances have not been taken into consideration. All right, let's bring forward what's on our agenda for this week. Let's have a bit of a chat at what may not happen, things to look out for. This particular week is a big week for the British pound. Okay, as you can see from my chart, from my screen, sorry, should I say, we have the inflation report hearings due tomorrow. We also have CPI numbers which are due, retail sales, and we have the GDP quarter estimates that are due as well. So on top of all of that, we also do have Governor Carney will be speaking on a couple of occasions throughout the week. And as you probably have all seen, British pound has been on a downslide for quite some time now, particularly against the US dollar. We've just now, it's lost around about 1,000 pips without any significant correction as yet. So let's see what happens with all the data that's due out this week. Let's see if anything can turn it around. But definitely this particular week, the GBP is one that is under the spotlight for the reasons that I've just highlighted as such. The other currency that will be getting a bit of attention as well will be the US dollar. And the primary source of that is the FOMC meeting minutes. So what we're specifically looking for here is will these minutes reveal, what will they reveal about their FOMC's intentions in June? Will they increase interest rates as has been widely forecasted, or will these minutes show something different and it all of a sudden goes on the back burner? So this is going to be the highlight for this particular week, specifically for the US dollar. What will these minutes reveal, particularly towards their interest rates decisions, which are due in June? Okay, we also do have the crude oil inventories. That is more minor, affecting the US dollar itself. It probably affects the Canadian dollar more than anything else. And we have the core durable goods as well, which is later in the week. The other significant data for us from Europe, we have the monetary policy meeting minutes as well, which are due. So let's see, particularly if there is any indication or any talk regarding their quantitative easing program as to intentions of winding it up, slowing it down, extending it, or continue until further notice. So these are the key things to look out from those particular minutes as well. Locally from Australia, we don't really have much. We have Governor Lowe will be speaking on Wednesday evening. Probably not a highly impacting talk, that one. There's nothing really on the agenda Aussie-wise, so it should be a quieter week for the Australian dollar. Aussie dollar has been coming off as well, and when we look at our charts, the big question mark is, are we now finding a bottom and we are ready to retrace, or is this just merely just a stop or a pause and we continue into that downtrend? But we'll have a look at that in a moment when I bring up my charts. This particular week, in terms of what currency pairs are going to be affected by data the most, it's going to be the GBP USD. That is going to be affected the most, so please take note of that. And the times that I'm showing you are in my local time, which is Australian Eastern Standard Time, or Sydney time, for those of you who don't know where I'm located. So please take note of those. Make sure that you're aware and you don't get caught up in a trade that you did not want to get caught up with accidentally. All right, if anybody has any questions, please type them in, post them up, and I will try and answer them as I go along. But let me bring forward my charts and let's have a look at what we have in the market this week. So let's kick off with the Aussie dollar. First thing I need to say, Aussie dollar, last week we were spotting out a setup in that area there. Let me zoom in. we in fact did get a trade set up. We got a really nice inside candle, and I did call the trade out on the daily call and pretty much hit first target immediately. So you can see that the trigger would have been there somewhere, your stop is there, and we easily hit our first target in the first session or in the first candle. Can I just get a show of hands who took this trade? I just want to see who's following, who's not. And it also gives me the participation level as to your psychology and where you are right now with trading. So there's a few people in the room. Can you just, if you took this trade, just give me a Y for yes. If you didn't, just give me an N for no, please. I'll wait for you. Just want to see who. Okay. This is very, very surprising because we spoke about it last week. Everybody did not take the trade except one person. Okay, well, obviously I did. I took this trade, and the second half of my trade basically stopped out at break even because the way that I do it is my entry was there. As soon as I hit my first target, which was over there somewhere, I'm doing this graphically, then basically I grab my stop and push it to the entry, so then when the market came back and hit it, then it stopped out for the second half of the trade. If you're trading a straight out something different like a T2 target, then you're probably still in the trade because we still haven't been stopped out on that original one there. All right, not to worry. Let's move along. Now, what I was saying at the start of the session with the Aussie dollar, my question now is, are we starting to consolidate in this area? So let me just mark it out. So are we consolidating now? And because I'm not in a trade at this particular moment with this particular pair, I did take my trade, but I've already hit the target, and right now I don't have anything in the market. I would like to see it move out in either direction before I decide to participate again. Let me zoom out and let's see how that leaves us. Now, a couple of things to note. We definitely took that level out. We weren't trading off that. All the trade that we took last week was basically continuation of downtrend. So now, if I get another setup inside this area, it's not one that I would be wanting to take as a continuation as such. I've already taken that one. So now I kind of want to see the market leave this area before I get interested in this type of trade again. Now I will be monitoring that level as well. Once we leave, I'll be interested in any trades over here to take me back up as such, because this seems to be a key or a significant level that I will monitor. And if it does leave in the upward direction and it provides another opportunity there, I may come back and hit it in this direction as such. But for the time being, right now, where it is, not interested at all on the Aussie dollar until it leaves this grey zone that I've marked out. So let me just home it in a little bit. So, does everybody understand my reasons why? For example, if I was to get a little setup right there of an inside candle and to hit it in this direction, I'm coming back to similar levels, and there's a good chance that it could break out, so it wouldn't interest me particularly that type of trade. So for right now, I'm leaving it as it is until I come out and let's see what it can produce for us. Okay, all right, let me move forward. Let me have a look at the Euro USD. Okay, Euro USD, that breakout continues. I did talk about a setup last week over there. Ooh, unfortunately, technically, let me zoom in. This is a 3 candle type setup with a shooting star type scenario, but this red candle went too far for me. I would have liked to seen it stop there somewhere And if it did stop there, I would have been happy to take the trade from that level. But because it went this low, for me, I just didn't particularly like it, so I never called it out. Did anybody by any chance take that trade? If you did, your entry level would be there. And see, technically, you haven't hit your target yet. It gives you a large stop. So that's one of the reasons that I didn't particularly take this 3-candle pattern. So it was unfortunate because it did come down and it shot off really nicely. One thing to look out for on this one, let's just keep track of it, but we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. Today's the 6th day, but this candle has not finished yet. It could well turn around and come back up. So let's see if we can get 7 red candles. If we do, then I'm going to be definitely interested in that short-term reversal strategy that I always try and take advantage of when I see it. The other thing that I'm looking at right now, let me zoom out a little bit more. I'm semi-interested in taking a trade at this level. I can see that the market's come there once. Will it come again? I don't know, but let's just draw the line, and if I do get price action setting up there, then I might give it a go. Okay, I don't mind it, so I'm leaving the line there, and let's see if I get the opportunity to take this trade there. So definitely I need today's candle to finish, and I need tomorrow's one to finish before there's any opportunity of a setup at all. So ideally, let me zoom in a bit more and I'll show you ideally what it will look like. Ideally, today's candle goes a little bit lower, maybe even gives me a wick, doesn't really matter. Tomorrow's candle looks like this, and then the next day I take the trade as such. So that's what I'm looking for, something along those lines. Let's see if we can get it or not. All right, that's the Euro USD. Have a look at the US Yen. Okay, so the channel that I'm tracking, last week I said that I was not interested in this until I left that area. I have left that area now, so let me just get rid of this so that I don't get confused. And it looks like we are heading towards this line over here. So if we get there, definitely this is the trade that I'm looking for. Okay, and I will be looking for any kind of price action reversal at that level. And if I do get it, definitely that's the trade that I will not hesitate, and that's the one that I'm interested in. So please take note of that. That's the US yen. Nothing else at this particular point interests me with that particular pair. Let's have a look at the US CAD. Okay, US CAD, we're still inside this channel, and we're still very much in the middle. So again, I'm still not doing anything. I need to, and I can see that there's a little bit of congestion building up in here, in this little area here. So I need to break out, hopefully get to this level and then hit my trade, or break out, get to this level and hit the trade as such. But the trades that I'm interested in are the ones on the fringes, like over there and over there. Not interested right now where we are. Okay, pretty straightforward. That's the US CAD. Let's have a look at the GBP USD. Okay, GBP USD, as I said at the top of the session, look at that. That's about 1,000 pips. Okay, one direction, no retracement. We haven't had a single significant pullback. So it's very rare that we get nothing. We had a pause here. Well, let me just get my marker. We had a pause here, and now it looks like it's breaking through right now. So let's see what happens. Will it pull back? Will it not? In the meantime, we're not going to get in its way. I'm looking at the levels, next levels of where we could get some interest. We could get some interest over here. I'll just leave a level there, or over here. Okay, so zoom back in. So if this does fall down at this level here and we get some kind of price action, well then definitely I'll be interested in that type of trade. If not, this is the next level where I would be looking for it. Okay. In the meantime, if it doesn't get there and it just pulls away now and we get to that level, well then over there I would be looking for the continuation of the trend. We can see we've broken out of that region, so if it come down, pull back up, gives us the price action there where I've indicated, or somewhere around about there, then definitely that would be something that I would be interested in trading as well. Okay. Alright, so there you have it. That's our pound analysis, our cable should I say, Kiwi dollar. Okay, Kiwi dollar's another one. Basically all the US pairs, this has gone 500 pips unanswered. It's all coming from US dollar strength. Okay, in the case of the GBP USD, it's GBP weakness coupled up with US strength, which has doubled the effect, and it's moved more than the normal. Over here, I'm going to draw in a level over here, down here, and this is something that I'm interested in. We are not too far away, so this could come up on our radar pretty soon, that type of trade. All right. The key here is don't get anxious. Don't jump the gun. Wait for the moment. Look for the confirmation. That's what trading is about. Unfortunately, trading can be very, very boring. As you can see, I haven't triggered many trades of late, but it hasn't done us any damage either. The objective, I guess, or at least my objective, is to try and find the highest probability trades that I can and then apply good discipline, money management, and my methodology to it to basically get an edge and take advantage. That's what we're trying to do. Okay, so with this one, I like this line. I'm just going to wait. Let's see if I can, if the market can come and meet me at there. All right, so let's wait and see for that one. That is Kiwi dollar. Let's move along. Okay, this is Wti Oil. Again, look, this top line is not locked in yet, all right, but I do get the feel that it's running out of steam and it will, looks like it may start to turn around. If it does turn around, well then I can lock that point in. I've locked that in, and then I can lock the line in. And the first trade that I would look for is this one down here in this direction. Okay, so again, if the market continues to go up, you have to be flexible to grab this line and move it to suit where the market goes. But at the moment, it appears that it may turn around there. So let's just leave it and let's see what happens. But please note, I cannot take a trade off that level because right now it is not known if that in fact will be the level of where it turns around, and therefore I don't know if that is truly the correct place to place that line. All right, so no trade right now. We just wait and let's see if it does come down to this level here. That's the one that I'm looking for. Okay, that's WTI. Gold. Let's have a look at gold. Not much on the markets today, so we're going through this fairly quickly. Okay, this right here looks like a flag pattern to me, an inverted flag. Typically you get a long mask and you've got your flag there, and the way you trade these is it breaks down and the distance of that flag is typically what you can expect as a target zone. That's typically how this pattern works. Now, anything that concerns me, like on its own it is a flag, but typically when you look to the left hand side of the flag, it should be an empty space, but over here it's not an empty space. As you can see, there's been price activity. So if I was to draw this correctly, the way it should look, let me Let me zoom out so I can see more chart. Okay, so if I was to draw one, typically you would have got the break in this direction, like that. Get your flag, your little candles in there, and then you shoot off over there. Because to the left, see, it's empty. There's nothing there. There's been no price activity there. And the psychology of the flag is that the big candle causes a breakout. It takes out all of these stops that were building up there, pushes the price up here. At some level, the sellers come back, trying to force the price back down. There's a battle between the sellers, and more buyers come in. Sellers, buyers, and it starts to stabilize out. That stabilization is what causes the flag section, and then eventually it breaks and continues. All those sellers that came back into the market, they get stopped out and it kicks along. That's the psychology to it. However, if there was price activity over here and it came down there, you can't get the massive build-up of stops because the price activity has already been there. All right, so that is the psychology behind it. So in our case over here, we do have the inverted flag, but we've got the price over here. So I'm reluctant to trade it. All right, so I wouldn't be trading this as a flag, but I just wanted to highlight it so that we learn something from it. However, on a different note, if it does pull back a little bit like this, gives us price action over there, well then definitely I would be interested in trading it as a downtrend continuation. Okay, so what we're looking for is a pullback, price action, and then we're looking for our trade setup. Okay, so that's our gold. Let's have a look at the last one for the week, ASX 200. Oh, this is frustrating. We were within a whisker of hitting that double top and looking for price action. It never came, and we did get a nice kickback. Not to worry, so we did not trigger. Let's just sit this one out now. It spoiled the setup, so I just need to see a few more candles to see what develops before I can actually come up with a new game plan for the ASX 200. All right, so ASX 200 this week we do nothing. Okay, guys, I think I've covered the majors. Does anybody have any questions? Anything that they want to bring forward? Anything that they want to clarify, double check? Let me just quickly recap what we've said already. Aussie Dollar. We want to leave the grey zone before we look at anything else. Look at another trade setup. Euro USD, we are coming up to a critical line, and if we do get a setup here, then I'm happy to take a trade, but we need to wait for at least 2 candles. US yen, we're coming up to the top of a channel. We could get a setup there as well. US CAD, we're in the middle of a channel, so that's unlikely we'll get a setup this week, but nevertheless we may, so keep an eye on it. GBP USD in free fall. Let's see where it turns around. I've drawn 2 levels of interest there. One's at around about the 133.30 mark, and the other one's at around about the 130.50 mark. Kiwi dollar, double bottom approaching. Let's see if it can play in our favor. Oil, we're waiting for it to pull back so we can lock in the top line. Gold, we spoke about pullback and continuation is what is the most likely or the highest probability trade for us with that setup. And the Aussie 200 we said is a do nothing this particular week. Okay, so there you have it. Okay, you guys are very quiet today. Markets have been moving, so there's been some good activity. I'll just give you a moment just in case anybody's typing in any questions that I cannot see, and I'll handle them for you. Otherwise, we'll just wrap it up, and we'll see what this week has in store for us. I'll just recap one, the The daily call this morning was a Euro AUD. Might as well just have a quick look at it. There it is. There's the trade. Sorry, there's the setup. So what I was looking at in this particular chart was that region there. So we can see that we've pulled through a little bit. So there's a good chance if tomorrow's candle was to be inside of today's like that, we could get a setup as such for tomorrow. Okay, so there you have it. Colon is at the pound yen. Let me have a quick look at the pound yen. Someone's asking about the pound yen. Pound yen. Really good level down here. Nice solid line there. Okay, so if I was trading the pound yen, I'm interested in those two lines that I've drawn there. And so I would be looking for something here to hit it in this direction. Okay? That's that bottom line is really good. This is touch number 4, that's touch number 3, and then you got 2 and 1 all the way down the other side. Up here you got 1 and 2, definitely confirmed. So this is a very, very well defined pattern. So if it does come up here and you get the price action, that one's good to go. Okay. Any other questions, guys? No? Okay. Let's call one last one. CAD yen. CAD yen. Haven't traded the CAD yen for a long time. What's this chart looking like? Let's have a look. CAD yen. Let me zoom out. So whenever I look at a brand new chart, the first thing that I always want to do is I want to zoom right out, and I just want to get a feel for the chart. Instantly over here, what I can see is I can see a channel. It feels like there's a channel over here. So I'll just mark it in. I don't know if I'm going to use it or not, but I just feel that there's a channel there, and you can clearly see that you got one touch there, 2 touches there, 1 touch there, 2 touches there. So it's a good channel. Okay, so that's the first thing that I can see. Whether this is going to help me in a trade or not doesn't matter. I'll mark it in. Now let me start to zoom in. I can also see here there was a double bottom. Situation there. Let me zoom out again. Okay, let me get rid of the channel. I don't think the channel is going to help me in what okay, this particular one right now, unfortunately, it feels like it's in the middle. Like it feels like there's a region there, and right now we're right in the middle of that region. So the best trades is probably up there like this, or come back down like this, like in that direction. Okay, so right now this one's in the middle, so it's something that I would not trade. Okay, all right, there you have it. Okay, guys, let's call it a day. Hope you all have a great trading week. If you do have any questions, email me, send me a screenshot, make it easy for me, and I'll respond as quickly as I can. Keep watching the daily call. We may get a couple of setups this week. I just feel that the market may move towards giving us a couple of setups. Last week we got the Aussie dollar, so we did get one. And let's see how we go. Okay, so have a great week, and I will speak to you tomorrow on the daily call, or I'll speak to you next week for the weekly analysis class. Bye for now.